Hey everybody!
Revengeance.
It's Friday. That's right. The Bombcast is back for revenge. We've come
I feel
back.
like at the end of like the theme tune playing, someone has to shout Revengeance to differentiate it.
Yes, we should just have someone just going. Hold on, let's turn that button on. Let's do this. Okay, wait. Revengeance. No.
Whoa, what is that filter?
Revengeance.
So
I like
every single time we just do like a little bit of audio poison right off the top that for people to just really hate. And then we can get into the opinions, which people will love.
You know, people are saying I'm a very positive person on the internet, and someone has to be. But I'm not about being toxic positivity. I'm about being toxic and positivity. So that's both sides of the coin here. So let's start with hate, and then we'll get to the positive stuff later. You know, it's like a
toxic positivity is a thing for sure.
You're like one of those Amazonian tree frogs that like are so bright and colorful because of their toxicity. It's nice.
Exactly. I shine bright like a diamond.
About you.
I heard that song lyric by Rihanna, and I'm like, that's me. It's me. It's me. It's me, Jan Ochoa, host of Bombcast.
Revengeance.
Now it
Just sounds like I'm like ordering something over a drive-through window.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it does sound like that.
It's fun though. I like it.
I like it. Yeah.
All right.
Do you have
all
an
right.
echoey one?
I can.
Yeah, just do Revengeance
Echo.
with an echo.
Revengeance.
I mean,
It's pretty good.
that's not nothing.
That's not nothing. That's not nothing. Joining me, as always, is not Jeff Grubb, so he's not joining me today. It's like the vocal muscle memory kicked in of doing a Bombcast. But you know who is always here? The Rock, the drop shadow that makes us all look good. Jeff Bakalar.
Well, I was not expecting my name to follow that build up. That is very charitable of you, Jan.
I did everything right, and they indicted me.
It's true. It's true.
To me, that felt like one of the meaner things I've heard Jan say.
Really?
A drop shadow makes everything look better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You put a drop shadow on that, it's like
comparison.
No, it's because it's got your back. It's always there. Always copy that
Reliable.
layer style. Yeah.
Jan,
Bakalar's always
how
wearing
can
black.
you say that to this guy? He's your boss.
Wait a minute. Was this bad? Are you telling me am I not good
you
at
should
understanding what's a compliment and what's not? I'm having a moment.
File an HR complaint.
We have him on the
about this.
ones
That was
and twos.
horrible.
Slamming on that soundboard like he's Daniel San and Karate Kid 1, 2, and then Cobra Kai. Tamor Hussein.
Relax.
Exactly. And that's what
Good
we're
job.
trying to do and making her debut on Bombcast.
Revengeance.
Bailey Myers.
Hello.
Hello.
Damn.
Hello. Would you so if I were to call you the drop shadow of this crew, you'd be offended?
Yeah, and you'd be wrong also.
I gotta say, drop
It's
shadow.
obviously Bakalar.
It's pretty cool.
Wow.
See, now that felt, I know an insult. That felt certainly like an insult. The first one flew under my radar. This one was like a shot in the heart. Drop shadow's pretty cool though. If that's a cool, like, I don't know what a good name for it is. Maybe like a wrestling finishing move. Oh, he's gonna do the drop shadow.
That'd be pretty
Stand
cool.
back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of
in the universe
go
where
ahead.
that. Sorry, I was just gonna say in the universe where that's real. Then sure, yeah, that would be a compliment.
Okay. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm showing growth. I've been playing Call of Duty as Nicki Minaj a lot. I just want to say.
Good.
And some of these sound effects are unfucking believable. They're the best, and I'm introducing them to a whole new brand of people, and it's really cool. And I never thought I would really enjoy playing as Nicki Minaj so much. But I just want to put this out there. I do think Activision is sleeping on a collaboration that would go over really well, and
Better
by
not be a
that,
hockey team, because if it's a hockey team, no one cares but you.
no, the collaboration they should be doing. I will pivot now. Is all the HBO properties? Are you telling me if Baby Billy was a skin from Righteous Gemstones, Uncle Baby Billy? Are you kidding me? I would
I
all
would
day.
play Call of Duty if I could play as Tony Soprano.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Imagine Silvio or Paulie Walnuts as fucking in Call of Duty. If we're putting fucking Nicki Minaj in Call of Duty, we need to
Do you not
speak.
think that Nicki Minaj carries the same cultural weight as Tony Soprano?
I think they're neck and neck.
Okay, all right. Whew.
Yeah.
Love it.
Like I'm not
They're-
saying one's better than the other, but I do think if people could play as Silvio in Call of Duty, you would attract an entirely brand new demo of players. All I'm saying.
It's great. Call of Duty's in its Fortnite era. That's awesome. Good for them.
You
Everyone
know.
loves a revamp.
Oh, Larry David's a good one. Good call.
Dave.
I mean, there's the whole HBO thing. That's it. It's so easy. It's right there. Uncle Baby Billy would be amazing. Amazing.
What else is a hot Max property now, especially with like the Discovery stuff? You could throw in like a Bear Grylls, perhaps.
Yeah, that'd be
The
all right.
Nanny. Fran Drescher from The Nanny.
Done. Please.
Wow.
There we go.
Cyborg from the DC movie, the black and white version.
And Cyborg
that.
from Teen Titans Go.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
I can't even remember what that fucking movie is. Justice League. Justice League. I'm a DC fan, and that is the most aggressively my time has been wasted in my lifetime. But yeah, put all of them in, but black and white only, no color allowed.
God,
That'd be great.
I can't believe I sat through that multiple times. What is
Multiple times?
Sorry, I just got very lost looking for a very selfish thing to look for. I'm not in that episode. Anyway, welcome to Bombcast Revengeance. What else is popping off before we talk about games? Anyone else?
Samantha Jones in Call of Duty. Let's fucking go. That
Okay,
would
yeah, I
be
would start playing
sick.
Call of Duty then.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
I could
Like-
do anything. I could play Call of Duty. I played Alan Wake last night. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm in my trying new games era.
We haven't talked about games yet, Bailey. You're not allowed to talk about
Sorry.
games other than
We've
Call
been
of
talking-
Duty.
Wait.
I'm now looking at
we're on
HBO
Call of Duty,
characters.
damn.
I mean, yes, all the ladies from Sex in the City, I do
Nope.
think.
Kendall Roy.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting.
Yes.
Although I
He's
think the
perfect.
Disgusting Brothers, right? Everyone would want to
Yes.
be fucking
No,
one of the Disgusting
I would
Brothers.
want Kendall.
Why?
No,
want
Tam
Kendall.
nailed it.
Because
What-
he's
what
like
is-
that kind of dude, bro.
Yeah, he'd be like, loading mag,
Yeah,
Grenade-
Imagine
grenade
him
out.
wearing like
Is it a
big
grenade out?
glasses,
grenade out, grenade
big
out,
glasses,
UAV.
and his headphones, like it's
Just-
running around.
He's just
Yeah.
mumbling
Bro.
L to the OG under his breath, like
yeah, exactly.
doing
Bro.
whatever it is you do in Call of Duty. I don't know. I don't play.
You
Bro, we
have
good?
him on a team with like Stringer Bell and Tyrion Lannister, and fucking let's go, man.
Let's-
That is the collaboration of the decade. If we cannot get that, oh my lord, please, Brian Cox in the booth doing fucking Logan Roy voiceovers,
That would be incredible.
telling kill confirmed. The fuck are we waiting for?
They should add my former bosses because I see that show is now on Max, the one to watch for HBO. They
He
blew
gets
up
like
shit all
3
the time.
kills.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
makes
true.
perfect sense.
That's a
Or
good
some
idea.
duct tape. Yeah. Anyway, y'all want to talk about video games?
We gotta.
What if I said no?
Well,
If
then
I was like, no.
we'd go to break and we'd go back up for the next segment.
You would just be mysteriously gone.
Yeah, I'm out.
I in the ramp up for Game of the Year, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna conquer this hill. I'm gonna beat several games. I'm gonna play several games, and then I'm gonna beat them. And then I
Must be nice.
realized I don't fucking have time to actually beat a game.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's why I invited Bailey on to neg me and motivate me to finish the actual game. But a couple games I have been playing. I believe Jeff Grubb chatted about this a couple weeks ago. Jusant. It is a rock climbing or a belaying game, a climbing game, a bouldering.
please,
yes,
please.
a bold take.
Belaying? What the
on-
hell is belaying?
A boulderer like.
a bold take on the genre. Jusant, it's a neat little game. It's a very short one as well. So I think I did beat. I'm close to beating this, where you were just climbing about 3 hours in.
Nice.
It's all about climbing. You climb up a mountain, and then there's like Uncharted style little handholds, little footholds to hold on to, and that kind of expands as you climb up the mountain, and there are other things to climb onto. The neat thing is that you have these 3 pitons or whatever, like the little climbing hook things, and you set those to wherever you want on the mountain as you're climbing, and those kind of act as your waypoints and your save points. And when you go from surface to surface, you only have three of those to latch onto the surface. And it's neat because I thought at first you were only locked into climbing up and down with the handholds and footholds, but then it takes advantage of laying down your pitons strategically, where you have to do like the rope swing thing and like run back and forth on the mountainside, or you just got to lower yourself, like belaying is. I think that's what that is. On top of that, there you got to do some hot jumps. It is neat because there's no enemies in this game. There's absolutely
just gravity.
It's just gravity. Just gravity. So it's a very
hubris.
Exactly. And your biggest enemy, yourself.
I love the little blue guy I'm seeing in the photos of this.
Oh yeah,
like,
your little blue
guy.
slimy boy.
Yeah.
Your little goopy boy.
You should not take a cute little guy rock climbing. That's just my opinion, personally.
Well, if someone is like as gelatinous as like the little blue boy is in Jusant, I'm gonna assume that they cannot break any bones if they don't have any bones.
Okay, you don't have to break bones to die, Jan. Have you ever dropped Jello?
Oh
yeah. Okay. Now I feel bad. Now I feel bad about
drops
everything.
Jello like Jan.
Orange Jello exclusively. It's the best flavor.
What? Does Jello really have flavor?
Yes, it's got sugar in it and flavored sugar. What are you talking about?
I've had Jello, and each time I'm like, this just tastes like
it's the garbage of it's a garbage.
It's
like,
nothing.
Food.
It's like
you know.
It's food pus. It's pus in food form.
Oh, that's not
That's what
that's,
Jello
that's
is.
horrible
gelatin.
to hear.
It's
Jello
gelatin.
is gross.
It's total garbage, but pus
Really
is
good
just,
vehicle for
Jello
shots,
is
though.
Jello is another American psyop where they've convinced the world that it's good. But
no one believes
it's
it's good.
Hello,
It's
we
there.
have trash for you, and everyone's like, I guess this is good.
Sometimes you just want to slurp down something wiggly, Tam. Come on.
There's
Can't
many
believe you
other
said-
things. That's what spaghetti is for.
Well, but I've been really digging Jusant. It's on Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, it's kind of a no-brainer to check out. It's a nice palate cleanser because I feel like everything else I'm playing is just so either mechanics heavy or story heavy. I'm right on the precipice of finishing Alan Wake 2, and I just keep putting it off because I don't want it to end. But Jusant has been a nice excursion. The problem with the lead up period to Game of the Year is that you are like storming and like bum rushing your way through so many games that some of them aren't sticking at all, or you're just kind of tossing them completely. But Jusant's sticking in a different way, and I think maybe it's because it gives me that feeling of like, oh, I wish I was outside. I wish I could actually go do this and be outside. But
I wish there was some way for me to be outside. I wonder if there is.
Only.
In this world, the most I could want is to be outside, but unfortunately.
But my hands are stupid, and I can't grip onto things for too long.
It's hard. Like rock climbers are just a different breed of human, you know?
Yeah. I for the life of me cannot do it. I tried when I was into bouldering for the hot second I was into it. Maybe did like a V1, and then I got to the top. I'm like, I'm fucking done, y'all. I can't do this anymore. And then I just rolled off. Another game that I've been playing, and I threw in another 3 hours into this, and I still have no fucking clue what this game is about. I don't understand this. I've also been playing a little game called Little Goody Two Shoes.
What? Is this a Square Enix game?
This is a Square Enix game, yes.
What?
So
it's that weird top-down one, isn't it?
it's a weird top-down one. I think it is a survival one, but the main thing that I've been doing in this game as Elise is your main protagonist here.
She's cute.
The art's cool.
The art is very good. It's absolutely amazing. It nails like that arcade CRT glow on my monitor really well, and I really like the look of everything. It looks like a arcadey
Looks like
storybook.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, it looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh, like a chibi Yu-Gi-Oh. And I just don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing
Nice.
because the thing that this game keeps pushing me to do is like, yo, you got to go on dates with all these other ladies. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then it'll do the thing where there are different phases throughout the day. So there's morning, early afternoon, evening, etc. And as you progress through each portion of the day, it consumes a bread on your bread meter. And if you run out of bread, you
Fingered
die.
or unfingered bread?
Unfingered bread.
Okay.
That's just what dating women is like.
You know what? You're right. Yeah. That's been my experience. I don't remember the game explaining that to you, that you had to like stay full the whole time as you're playing the game. So the first segment where I think something major is about to happen happened, and then I woke up, and then I died because I didn't have enough bread. I was too hungry, I guess.
That's what being a woman is like.
Amen, sister. Amen.
We're out here.
But it has horror elements to it, and I think it's done really well when like they kick off and everything. It's just the actual flow of the game doesn't feel good, because the other thing to progress through the day besides dating ladies is just helping out miscellaneous tasks throughout the town. So this will include something like, hey, go clean this up, go get a bunch of apples for me. Mike Minotti would not be down for that. Another task is go get all of these eggs. And then for some of these side activities, it will launch you into a mini game in the style of an old like arcade game, like Tapper or something. But they go the problem is they go too far. They go too far with it because it feels like garbage.
Is the music good?
The music is good.
It seems like it would be.
All the wrappings around this game are great, right? Like the visual representation, how everything is, the music's good. It is just the actual playing of the game that is bad. I think it is supposed to be adjacent to like, what's that other top-down game that looks like a Tim Burton joint?
Don't Starve?
Yes. Yeah. It's like that, but with dating.
I'm looking at the developer Astro Shift, and they say they're an independent game development team which focuses on the RPG genre. Our main goal is to send the player on a rich sensorial experience with strong visual and musical elements, as well as mysterious and innovative storytelling.
Sensorial.
Does it do any of that?
Yeah. I mean, like the little bits of like the story are really neat. It rolls like a like an anime intro at the top of the game, and then it does the thing where it says the name of the game afterwards, like a show would. So it has like its whole like little Goody Two Shoes, and then it's like, oh man, that's great. I wish I liked this more.
The main
I love games that do that though. Neon White does that. Tokyo Xanadu does that. Just like any game that gives me a little bit of a theme song every so often, I'm into it. Need that break. It's nice. Remind me what I'm playing.
The main writer is someone called Evil Hairbrush, which is great.
That's neat. That's neat.
Okay. All right. Has anyone been playing anything else they'd like to talk about?
I've honestly have been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately. As you can tell, because how good I was on our stream. And you know that game. It's fun watching normies play it, like you guys, because you're right. Especially Grub, who's super vocal about how insane that game is. That game is absolutely bananas. Like if you are not exposed to that, it is just like it's like.
Does this still have the most dog shit UI in gaming history?
Yes, 100%.
Until that is done,
really
I'm not even paying attention to it. Every time I load that game up, and it's just like, fuck, no, I'm done.
Yeah, it's somehow like it somehow never gets with every year passing. It somehow gets more convoluted. Like, and I'll only reach a point where I can like reliably get to like my loadout edit screen like reliably, and then I forget how to do mostly everything else. And somehow, some way, they figure out a new strategy of just really handcuffing you in a really frustrating way. That aside, and it is a ridiculous game, but this one I don't know. There's what the hell's the mode? Control, where it's like very good game, but inside of Modern Warfare 3, it's like this isn't the first time they did it. It's basically like hard point, but taking turns. And you have a finite amount of lives, right? So there's two like points that you want to hold down, and you run offense and defense. And I find like there's that's been a really satisfying thing to do with my stupid fucking idiot friends, and that's been great. Like we've been having a lot of fun doing that together, and I'm finding that the sort of teamwork and the play, the sort of like playmaking strategy that we had no semblance of in last year's Call of Duty, we're finding it there this year in that mode, and I'm really enjoying it. And you know what? Like, I guess people are really down on the fact that most of these, if not, I think all of the maps are remakes, right? All the maps are remakes, I believe, from other.
Yeah, they're
games.
basically reused content. Yeah,
But they're good. Those maps are good. And you know what? If you're like me, you kind of forget what they like really look like, and a good, fresh coat of paint on this bad boy is enough for you to be like re-interested in all that stuff. It's not bad. Those maps are good because they're good, like
you never want to be talking about a game and go, it's not bad, like
Look,
in a really high pitch, because that says a lot.
Yeah, it does. It says a lot where like I can't recommend people paying for it. I feel like pretty often we forget that like people have to pay for this stuff, and I can't endorse paying for that game. So
are you saying you should steal it?
If you could steal it, I mean, go for it.
Bakalar, when did
I don't know how to do that. I've never done a crime, so
never done a crime.
I don't even know how to do a crime.
Tamor, completely innocent Hussein. Yep, that's what people say about you.
Yep, it's true.
Bailey, any interest in checking out Call of Duty or any interest in the past?
I'm not really a Call of Duty person, just because I'm not big on like games of that genre typically. But I mean, again, I just started playing Alan Wake 2, and I'm not big on horror games, so anything's possible. And I just started playing that fruit drop game, and I never drop fruit. So
yes,
the world's my oyster here.
Yes. Okay. This. Everyone's been wondering, what game am I gonna fucking monologue for this year? It might be the stupid fucking fruit game. Anyway,
I love the stupid fucking fruit game.
That'd be cool.
I'm obsessed with it.
Is this gonna be your new Tetris 99?
It might be. It only cost me $3, and I haven't played it on stream yet, but I'm really excited about it.
I gotta ask Bakalar one more question, and then we'll circle back to the fruit. Bakalar, when did Warzone or Call of Duty get so
shit?
I have a secret.
When did it get so bloated and cramped with the UI? Because honestly, like, we could say it's about the Fortnitification of it trying to match Fortnite, etc., but it looks too busy. That me watching it yesterday, watching y'all play, I am amazed that you were even able to navigate and join a party together.
Warzone sucks shit. I fucking hate it.
It's the most popular mode for Call of Duty, and it's straight dookie.
It's like full.
People love it. To be fair, people love it, and they get really into it. But every time I play it, I feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm just like, this is so annoying in every conceivable way.
Yeah, it's pure uncut doo-doo caca for sure.
I was thinking about this the other day, actually. Like, Call of Duty used to have an identity, right? It was something that you could almost write down. You would say Call of Duty is a video game where you get a 4-hour solid, over-the-top campaign that has memorable moments, and then you have multiplayer. You don't get that anymore. Like, the latest campaign is just a baffling hodgepodge of like what it's like they took the Warzone and like tried to make it a story, and it's not good.
Yeah,
And
people
then
hate it.
And then the multiplayer is just a complete clusterfuck for anyone who hasn't been playing it since it first became the clusterfuck. So it's just like, what is the identity of Call of Duty in this day and age? And I don't think I have a good answer for it, other than it just exists. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Well, I think the multiplayer has an identity still. I agree. The campaign. I mean, I haven't played through a Call of Duty campaign all the way through in close to a decade, I bet. I agree, but I do think the multiplayer still carries a bit of a personality to it, and I do think at the end of the day, like, it still works real well. I have a problem with, people love to complain about, like, spawn points and them changing and being super frustrating. And, it's obviously a thing they've kind of struggled with for a really long time. And, that would probably indicate that, like, oh, that's probably real hard and it's almost impossible to get right. But I think pound for pound, a technical analysis of how that game plays multiplayer wise, it's pretty fucking good.
For what it's worth, it did seem like there was a shift in attitude and vibe as soon as you all yesterday switched from playing Warzone.
It's more fun. It's more fun.
Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer proper.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a better mode. I don't know what these Warzone freaks are like drinking.
Warzone is just for like the sweatiest of gamers. Like
Totally.
that's where they hang.
My friends.
Get their asses.
Totally. They have a backwards hat on while they were playing that game.
Oh my god.
Sure.
Can you imagine being a backwards hat person indoors?
Oof.
Yo.
That's why I wear beanies. There's no way.
Whoa. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm a backwards hat person indoors kind of guy.
You are, but like you're not
it's
like
it's mainly because like my hair is out of control. I'm just like, I can't take
Oh,
this.
that
I
must
just
be
need to
nice.
wear-
Yeah.
It's not my fault you're bald. What the fuck?
No, it's not, but it's also, maybe something you don't dangle in front of my face all the time. Like, I get it. You're like whipping your hair
okay,
in my
actually,
direction.
like my hair has grown so fast since I shaved it in September.
wow.
Like,
Oh my
You
god,
shaved it.
Jen.
like since Tam shaved my hair, actually.
You need another cut? I can hook you up.
I was asking Barber Jan of like, hey, what do I do? And then he was like, what if we shave it again? I'm like, no, I can't. No one wants to talk to me anymore.
You
I
can.
thought Barber Jane quit the game.
I thought so too, but then Barber Jan is still barbering on the side. Someone's
Oh
got
my god.
how
Come out of retirement for that.
Yeah. How is he gonna fund his own addictions, which are similar, if not almost the same as mine? Does he have a corgi and I have a corgi? Yes. Does he have a crippling Pokemon card addiction? Yes. Do I? Yes. But is he Filipino? I'm Filipino. Yes. Is his name Jan? I'm Jan. Yes. Is that where the similarities stop? No, they continue to keep going.
He's your Mr.
It's
Scratch,
already
man.
a lot.
You know what I want? I want Jan. I want you to do a cover of the Beach Boys' Barbara Ann, but do it with Barber Jan.
Barber Jan.
He has a deeper voice than I do, so like I'll just go. I'll go higher, so then he'll go lower.
A Barber Jane quartet.
Come on.
Barber Jan.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna send it over to him. He's gonna get a real kick out of this. Bailey.
Yes.
We were talking loosely about the fruit game, Suika. I'm assuming we're talking about
Suika Game. Yeah.
Suika Game.
Yes.
When it comes to a puzzle game like this or like Tetris, does the vibe of it
Tetris is
change?
not a puzzle game.
Okay.
But continue.
But does the vibe of it change at all when you compare something like Tetris to Tetris 99, where there is like the multiplayer component?
100%. Yeah. Tetris that doesn't have a multiplayer component for me is much more zen. I'll just like zone out, get really stoned, make my own Tetris effect happen. I don't need to turn on a game for it. I can do it myself. But with Tetris 99, that exists to satiate my bloodlust. I do not play Call of Duty. I must murder people in Tetris, and I do regularly, and it feels great.
I think we slipped in time with you, Bailey, for a second, but I think we caught up now.
Yeah. It like very like weirdly emphasized when you went bloodlust.
Bloodlust,
So
and then
that
it
was
cut.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Tetris 99 is good for doing murders.
And that's not a crime because you've never committed a crime.
No, I've never committed a crime in my life. I wouldn't
All
even
these
know how.
innocents.
I got it. It's a couple of years removed now since
They all
you.
deserve it. I'm
Yeah.
the Dexter of Tetris 99.
That's what we say about you. Like we go through all of our coworkers in a bullet point list, and I'm like, what's the new thing we're gonna add to them? Their new AKA, the Dexter of Tetris. That's actually pretty good. We should put that on a shirt.
Take it.
Bailey, it's a couple years removed since when Tetris 99 originally released, but how does one get good?
It is genuinely, I feel like I'm not good at giving advice about Tetris because it's kind of like asking like a 6-year-old who can miraculously play Mozart perfectly how to get good at the piano. Like, I don't know, it just comes out of my bones.
Are you equating yourself to like an 8-year-old?
Some 6-year-old.
6-year-old.
Do I look 8 to you, please, with this skin? Tetris, I think you have to remember it is not a puzzle game. It is an action game. And you just have to be fast and able to kill people and afraid of nothing.
Okay. All right. Well,
It's about organizing blocks also. Focus on organizing the blocks. Keep your blocks tidy and you'll do great.
That's what she said.
Suika, though, how are you enjoying Suika?
I'm liking it. I want to be better at it. I'm just obsessed with dropping these fruit. I did just make the green melon happen. I did start playing a game while you guys were talking about Call of Duty because I just don't care about that game at all.
That's okay.
It's all right.
Response probably.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm constantly multitasking.
What are you playing it on?
I'm just playing the free browser version, but the one that I'm going to play on stream later today is on Switch. Yep.
Yeah.
$3.99.
$3.
Is that what that clicking is? Yeah, you're clicking away.
Oh, sorry, you can hear that? Okay.
No, I didn't want to make sure. No, it's fine. Click away.
She doesn't even have us like on the Discord call in front of her. It's just like watermelons and like.
I know it looks like I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the fruit.
Okay.
I've never played this game. Should I play this game?
Yeah,
like
fun. Game of the year.
I feel like I don't
it's
know.
in the back half of the list right now.
What is it called again?
Suika. Suika.
Yeah.
It's a cool looking word.
You're just trying to make the watermelon appear.
And that's what I'm constantly trying to do.
What a week for watermelons in gaming, right? First you have Hans and now Suika. Like, that's pretty sick for watermelons in general. The worst possible fruit that Earth provides humans.
Shut up, man. What the fuck?
What do you mean, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Watermelons are incredible. You just like it because the non-whites like it.
I'm sorry. What?
You heard me.
Dude, that is such a needless fucking thing to say to me about watermelons, man. I hate watermelons.
Take the L.
I hate watermelons for reasons well beyond that, my friend.
I'm sure you do.
They are.
I think they're nice.
I bet you hate mangoes too.
No, I fucking love mango. Okay, and I hate
he picked
watermelon.
my fruit. Now I'm in this now.
A pointless fucking fruit. What a stupid fruit. Has all this bullshit inside. It tastes weird.
What does it have inside that is upsetting to you?
All the seeds, dude. All the seeds.
You've
in, like,
never
the
encountered
veins.
another fruit with seeds in it? Veins? What are you eating?
It's got like watermelon, like white little veins running through it, and you're like, "Oh, cool! This string just came out of my mouth."
What are you eating?
Bakalar, we always hate the qualities we see of ourselves in others. Don't worry.
I have never eaten a watermelon that has strings coming out. You are eating something that you've been told is a watermelon. It is not a watermelon. This man's eating fucking oranges or some shit raw, and it's like, this watermelon sucks.
Okay, I'm gonna walk back the vein thing. I'm gonna walk that back a little bit.
I don't know if you
I'm
can.
gonna say, and I think it's insane that there's like those weird little white seeds in it, like the soft ones, and then the hard black seeds in it. And don't tell me like, oh, they figured out a way to like genetically
white seeds and black seeds.
Yes, there's white seeds in watermelon. There are. That's true.
I need to see what watermelons you are eating.
That's true.
I just see little black seeds, and I just like don't care about them. I just pick them out, or I just eat them. I'm like, okay.
You just eat them?
I'm like, whatever. Yeah. My body
bones?
will take care of it.
Those are watermelon bones. You eat the watermelon bones is what it sounds like.
Well, I wish we could name these episodes because watermelon bones is an all-timer.
Who says we can't?
You can eat whatever you want that your little belly will take, but I'm not going to do that. I don't want to have to work around my fruit being delicious.
Here's a pro fruit tip.
And I love all fruits except I like watermelon flavor, but it's too much work. Boneless watermelon.
Pro fruit fruit tip. If you don't like the fruit you're eating or whatever, or you have a hard time eating fruit, throw some tahini on that bad boy. You'll feel instantly better. It's très magnifique. You go to Disneyland, you go get yourself a Dole Whip, ask for tahini, and then they'll slide you a couple packets.
We'll do that for you.
I like pear. I like honeydew. I like cantaloupe. I like mango.
Are we just naming fruits we like?
We're not accusing
pear, honeydew, and cantaloupe. All fruits with seeds in them.
Yeah, but they're not like hidden. They're not hidden. Of course they do, and they're not. But
that's
watermelon
what a fruit is.
But watermelon is bullshit.
Have you been playing anything you want to talk about?
I've been playing Posmo. Have you guys heard of Posmo?
Oh, this sounds cool, man. I can't get a ticket.
What?
Posmo is a collection of puzzle games that have been brought together. They are the combined works of Zach Gage. Zach Gage is known for like Type Shift, Really Bad Chess, Spell Tower, and various others. And what Zach Gage and team have done is collect all of these into like a single place where you click the website and you go in there and there's a bunch of fresh every daily puzzles in there, and you do them and then you get a daily score and you can add friends and compete with them and have a kind of like a general worldwide leaderboard as well. The tricky part is that right now to get in you need to be one of the first 500 people to solve a daily puzzle. I managed to do it, and when I did it they posted me the key to the game. Well, they posted me puzzles. They sent me more puzzles.
Shoot puzzles.
So I got puzzles and I completed the puzzles. And as part of completing the puzzles, it reveals like certain letters and numbers that fill in the remainder of a key that they give you. So, and that becomes the key that you use. For example, I've got Really Bad Chess here, which is like a chess thing. And it's got 4 boards in it, and it tells you you play as the white for each puzzle, find the right move to checkmate. And then once you do the right move to checkmate, you get like 1, 2, 3, 4 digits that you can use on the Posmo site to unlock it and give yourself entry. And it is very, very, very cool. I just think that's nice.
That's neat. I'm trying to get in there.
Yeah,
I'm not smart enough. Maybe I can charm my way in.
It's fairly easy. So
get his ass,
buddy.
And it's kind of like an extension of the New York Times puzzle app, which I'm obsessed with as well. So I was looking for more puzzles. So I was like, yeah, I do the Wordle in there, I do the connections, and I do the daily crosswords.
Connections fucks me up so bad.
Some of them are really annoying.
They're so
some of them are so shit.
It is a very annoying game. My wife likes thank you. She loves it, and she has a pretty good success rate. I've gotten 1 correct. I've maybe done like 20 of them, and I've gotten only 1. And it's bullshit. I still play Sudoku. I still do the crossword. You know, but Wordle fucking pisses me off too now.
I love Wordle.
I mean, it's fine. I do it, but it's like what? I don't know. It's like whatever. When was the last time you got Wordle wrong?
I actually got it wrong a couple days ago, where it was like I got all the letters except for the starting one right. So it was a case of going through and like one by one guessing if it's, you know, like Blaze, Pays, or whatever, you know, the one thing like that. And then it's like, oh, I didn't guess the right letter. And then it showed me, I was like, okay, it was that one other letter that I didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the last time I got it wrong, and it was devastating.
I bet.
What's your opening word for Wordles?
Dumpy.
Nice.
Good one.
That's good. Mine's anime, which is
that's good.
Pretty good.
All good options. All good options.
Yeah.
I do penis. It's not fun. It's not helpful, but it's funny to me.
No, I think it is helpful. You got the E and the I.
Quite a few. Yeah.
True.
You got a few.
You know.
Yeah.
It's all about the vowels.
With
like,
a penis,
the most vowel
you do
word.
have to eat an eye.
You know?
All right. I think.
Wow.
Tam, anything else you've been playing, sir?
I've been playing Cocoon. I'm like,
yeah.
I've just been playing that. Cocoon's
Speaking of
great.
puzzles.
That's a wonderful little game.
How do you describe this state where you are approaching a puzzle game or a puzzle-like game, and then you just don't think, you just go, and then like it's smoothly you're just firing off on all cylinders. You've opened your third eye. and you're just going. Because I found myself with that with Cocoon, where I just build a momentum of like, I don't need to think, I know where this is.
Yeah, it feels like it's like a instinctual puzzle game where it's like you don't have to think about it. It's just you don't even need to really consider the rules of the game. You just do it through feel mostly. Like you don't really like, oh, what, now I have this and I need to put this here. It's just you go with the flow, and as it's happening, you're just in that flow state where you're just solving the puzzles and you keep going. Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
And it's a fantastic. I think it's like 4 or 5 hours long or something like that. And
Yeah,
it is great.
It's
Definitely worth
I think
playing.
I clocked in 4.5 and then beat it. So is this
Nice.
also on Game Pass? Because this is another no-brainer if it's on
Yes.
Game Pass.
Yes, it is. It is on Game Pass.
The sound design in
Yeah,
this,
slam dunk.
absolutely fantastic.
It is very good.
You know, you're just a neat little guy running around, but the way they play with scale just with sound, fantastic. Hey, that's at least 2 games I've beat this year, I think, with Cocoon.
Hey, man.
Liza P
Some
and
confetti.
Cocoon. There you go.
Proud of you.
Thanks, bud. All right, I got one more game to talk about before we head to break here.
What's up?
These fuckers. These
Oh, I also
fuckers.
played NHL 24 the other day, but I'm not going to talk about it. So I just
Well,
want to put that out
Kind
there.
of just did.
No, I'm just because
Save it for Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the ice is fine.
The ice is fine.
The ice is
It's
nice.
got seeds in it. It's got veins in it. I can't fucking skate on it. It sucks.
Easy, Tam.
He's loaded. Hey, y'all know me. We're all friends here. Y'all know my odd obsession and fondness for tiles and tile.
Oh my god.
like
you tile
games.
perv.
Persona 5 Tactica, baby.
Persona 5 Tactica. Why did they do this to me, Tam? Why?
It's a good tile game.
God.
It's such a good tile game.
First, okay. I thought I after playing through Persona 5 Royal, I thought, all right, I'm done. I'm out of this. I don't want anything to do with these kids anymore. They're great. Good bunch of eggs. I'm done with them. And then Strikers came out. And I was like, Strikers is going to be dog shit. It's like going to be a Muso. And you know what? It was great. I absolutely loved Persona 5 Strikers. And then this came out. This is on the... Wait a minute. RST? Oh, shit. Anyway, you see what they're doing with the titles? Persona
Yeah,
P5,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Cool. And I thought Tactica, okay, my interest is peaked. And then I saw that everyone was all chibi formed. And I'm like, can't really get into it. But then I saw the tiles.
Now, how do you feel about the kids?
What's up?
Now, how do you feel about the kids?
Oh, I fucking love these kids. These kids are great. I can't get it.
God.
Got me. All right.
He's a clown. He's a clown.
That's been Bombcast
Not his
Revengeance.
ass.
But hey, all jokes aside, all grins and giggles aside, Persona 5 Tactica is an absolutely fantastic tactics game. They've learned a lot and taken the right lessons learned from more modern tactics games. My one grievance, and this is the silliest grievance, I understand, but instead of snapping 2 tiles, you are running to the tiles versus like being on a visible grid at all times. But the tools that they give you, a problem in tactics games, at least from the get-go, is it doesn't feel like you're synergizing well with your party members at all. It's just like you're 3 separate entities just going about trying to complete the level's objective. That happened a lot in the early bits of the Mario and Rabbids games, where, okay, Luigi's really good at sniping. I'm just going to keep moving Luigi and snipe everyone, and everyone else is going to like just make it to the finish line. Here in Persona 5 Tactica, everything you do can wind up synergizing really well with each other. One of the biggest instances is that it's been a long time in a tile-based tactics game that isn't an XCOM, where positioning is very, very important, because cover plays a big role, because everyone's loaded up, everyone's got a gun, and you can walk up to an enemy, smack them, and then if you do a melee attack, it will physically move them across the map or to a different point of the map. And you can play with that with knocking them into another enemy, knocking them into an obstacle. But if you manage to down an enemy, it does the whole one more attack that you get in Persona. But here, positioning plays a big role because if they are within the radius of all three of your characters that you're playing with at the same time, you could do an all-out attack. And whoever's caught in that triangle, whether it's the enemy that's downed or not, will wind up getting caught up in like the all-out scuffle. It's really great. And they do smart stuff where they're not completely ripping off like the Overwatch mechanic in XCOM. They're doing like charges. So each different character has a different charge ability. One of the first ones you get is if a character's charging, she has the ability to down an enemy even if they're behind cover. Because cover is mucho important in this game. And also it still has all of the Persona wrappings that draw people to the series. It's all scaled back in a way so you don't have to worry, at least where I'm at, you don't have to worry about social links too much. You don't have to worry about like appeasing all of your different friend groups. And the neat thing about how the story is being told outside of the story missions and cutscenes is just like little dialogue bits that you can fast forward through, or you can rewind back to and replay almost any time just to, if you missed a little bit of the story. And I'm really digging it. I fucking hate it. I don't need to dive into a JRPG, but I'm going to.
You have such emotional swings with tile games, man. It really is crazy. Like you have these, you become infatuated, and you're just like off in this new relationship, and like it's just must be nice. Like,
may I
every day,
therapize?
like, having that.
May I therapize
Yeah,
with my friends here on the internet?
please.
Yes.
I think I like tile games because I'm a mess of a human being. Otherwise,
Oh, and it's the only order you
very
can
neat,
actually
yeah.
have.
it's the only order that I
Yeah.
get. You know, and it's like
that sounds right.
you know, I'm
You're fixed.
I'm a maelstrom inside.
Yeah.
Persona 5 Tactica. I'm about maybe like 3.5 hours into this as well.
You've got the time, man. You're talking about your own time
like
to play
I'm
games.
just
That's crazy.
I'm just sectioning them off. I'm like, all right, gotta clock out, try a new thing, boop boop, and then people are putting this other shit on my radar, like Paranorma site. What the fuck is this?
Oh, that sounds cool.
It's a ghost game or some shit.
Sounds like a ghost game.
Persona 5 is about 60 hours long, so good luck, man.
Bag of dicks.
Big old bag of dicks, right?
Yep.
Tell me about it.
Yep.
Been there,
How long
brother.
is Alan Wake?
It's about 25 hours.
Okay, I've made it a 40-hour game, to be clear. Like I've really
Yeah, you
made
definitely
it.
can go long, but
Right, yeah.
general
Made a meal.
like completion is like 25 to 30. Yeah.
Bailey, I saw, before we go to break, real quick, if you want to chat about Alan Wake 2 real quick, I saw that you started playing it on your
Yeah.
streams. How's the scare factor been? Because I know that was a limiting factor for a while.
I am a coward with fear in my heart. I don't play horror games because it puts me too much in the horror situation. I am in the witch's cabin. I'm like, so the monster can't get me here, and you want me to leave? I don't understand. That's not how I would act in this situation, but I'm not Saga. So she's just excited about the case, I guess. I have to learn to inhabit other people, I suppose. It's very scary. I'm so tense the whole time I'm playing it.
Nice.
I'm very stressed out. Anytime someone like follows or sends bits on and it like does the notification sound, I like have a minor heart attack over it. Like it's just everything is scary to me.
Question from the back.
do it.
Jeff,
Question from the back,
Bakalar.
Alar.
Got giant bomb.
Thank you. Question.
Yeah.
Bailey.
Yeah.
The queen of Goosebumps?
Yeah.
Scared?
I can't play horror games. I'm very bad at them.
The duality
I
of
don't
man.
understand. How?
I mean, I'm not bad at them in the technical gameplay way. I did beat that first boss in one try, but I'm bad at them in this is shaving years off my life every time I play it.
The first Nightingale boss, I think, is like it's a scary boss battle for sure, but like Goosebumps.
Goosebumps isn't scary though.
Yeah, but I feel like
Goosebumps is for children.
No, I know, but you could say that about like I guess you can't really say that about like something like Beetlejuice, where like Beetlejuice has like
Whoa.
No,
You said it
Beetlejuice
twice.
is
Calm
weird.
down. Oh, shit.
legit. What'd you say? Oh,
You said it 3 times.
Everyone
It's more
shut the
Goosebumps
fuck
is
up.
more like in the realm of like Hocus Pocus.
It's more
Yes.
like it's
Just
more like
because
the Midnight Society, right? Like it's more like
Yeah.
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
just because Alan Wake fully ripped off its plot from the Goosebumps book, The Blood Blade Everyone, doesn't
Mhm.
mean it is a Goosebumps book.
Right, but you're already used to this story, so you should know what to expect and therefore not
And I'm
be
used
scared.
to the shit writing, so.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Alan Wake is a shit writer canonically, so that's what I
funny.
mean.
Imagine R.L. Stein wrote Alan Wake too. That'd be sick.
Quality-wise, R.L. Stein and Alan Wake are approximately. I would never say a word against R.L. Stein. I take it all back. I'm
All right.
Have you ever met R.L.?
No, but I have signed books from him.
That's cool. That's almost the same thing. What about that's neat. Oh, he really takes his time there. What about like I guess it's unfair to compare the two in levels of horror. I think Alan Wake is at like a 7 and Goosebumps is at like a 2.5 at best, right? Like, so I understand.
But are you gonna stick through it, Bailey?
I'm gonna try to. I'm very intrigued by it, and I do enjoy the commercials in the town, and I like the story, and I am not bad at the gameplay, but I am so afraid all the time now.
And I'll be serious for a second, because I do think, look, this game obviously goes for a lot of cheap scares. I do think like some of the jumpy things when you're entering an area, it's just like, come on, I didn't need that. And I've jumped at the game, and I'm just like, come on, stop.
That stupid deer man, I knew it was coming because I saw the trailer,
and
it still made me jump.
And not even that, like I thought that was like an earned one. It's the ones where they just literally flash like a dead Alan Wake for a second, or like a Nightingale, black and white photo for a second. Yeah. I think as a whole, though, like I think it's more environmentally foreboding than it is actual like pure horror. And again, that doesn't mean that like you should be more forgiving. But I would love to see you play it through. I really would value your opinion.
Join us on Mondays or Wednesdays sometime.
Oh, that's right. We're going to do it Monday, right?
Yeah, we're going to do it Monday. Just like we're about to do a quick bricky break. We'll be back with a hot topic. But Tam, I understand you might have to dip.
I got a dip. I allocated 1 hour for Revengeance. My Revengeance time limit has been reached.
Well, so please leave us with your favorite the Soundboard hit of the week.
I doubt you could even imagine it.
For a second, I thought it was going to be the whole monologue. All right, we'll see you all in just a second. Holy smokes, that was I don't know how long I've been holding in pee, but it was too long. And then I was surprised, and I'm like, oh man, all right. But we're back with
Tam's still pissing.
Tam is still pissing. He allotted us 1 hour of his time, and then the rest of the time is dedicated to pissing.
Yeah.
And that's just how life be sometimes, you know?
He's just a piss boy,
Yeah.
you know?
Just a little piss boy.
I appreciate everyone that has reached out to me with their different indie game recommendations. And let me tell you, there is an obscene amount of games that came out this year. Bailey, I know you say that you don't like horror games, but I think you should check out World of Horror.
World of Horror?
Yes, World of Horror. It's like a text-based Jimmy Jam that I think you might enjoy. I feel like it lends itself...
Yeah, I like text-based. I like that. And I mean, there are a couple like spookier games that I've been very interested in. Ooh, this looks scary.
But it's not like scary. It's like
Yeah. No, I mean, please don't get me wrong. I enjoy horror content. It's just horror games when you have to physically progress forward in spite of the fact that I would not do that. It's hard, but I do want to. My sister won't stop talking about Fear and Hunger, so I want to play that too.
What's his face? John's playing that, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. iPatch Wolf's been playing this.
Wolfman.
There are so many other games I feel like I got to get off the list before we get to Game of the Year, and I just made the list longer with all these smaller titles.
Jan, there was something I wanted to talk about real quick before we get into the discussion, the magazine feature article of the
hot topic
podcast here.
Yes.
So I've gotten a bunch of messages in our Discord and other places about tickets for our Game of the Year, and we have it's showing a sold out status on Ticketmaster.com. Which is good and bad. It's good because you feel good, and it's bad because you want more people to be able to come to the show. So just want everyone to know we're like actively trying to figure out a way to cram some more butts into that venue. So I can't promise anything, but we're actively trying to address it, and we'll see how that goes. It's not up to us.
Sold out.
I know. It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, Tam talked about this.
Game of the Year sold out on Ticketmaster.
We finally sold out. We finally did the Real Big Fish song. Okay, it happened.
Yeah, Tam talked about this earlier in Game Us Mornings, but I couldn't help but have that fear as soon as the tickets went on sale. Of like, what if no one goes?
Yeah, that would have been humbling.
What if no one shows up?
That would have been tough.
People hate me.
I mean, look, we all had to face some demons that morning, didn't we?
Yeah. I was just having those continued existential thoughts of like, everyone left.
Oh no, Jen!
No one likes me.
Okay, no, it would be us. It wouldn't just be you. Okay, so you wouldn't have to share that burden alone.
No one likes how I say, "Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday."
They're like, is Jen gonna be there? Then I'm not buying anything.
I canceled my lifetime premium subscription because of that brown guy.
Whoa! God.
Asterisk, I'm not racist.
The asterisk.
You have to stop quoting Jeff Bakalar's emails to you on the podcast.
Come on, Bailey.
But yeah, shouts out to everyone that bought a ticket. Bakalar and mostly Bakalar, primarily Bakalar.
He's drinking now.
is doing the Lord's work of getting more tickets available. We're just gonna make the venue bigger, y'all.
I mean, look, it's not. It kind of doesn't end with me, thankfully. But if it did, there'd be more butts in that venue. We'll see. It's not up to us, like I said. It's up to the fire chief.
Because I made the venue small.
Yeah, did you make it small? Who made it so small?
Oh no. Anyway,
normal size venue.
Yeah.
Normal size venue.
Stand by. We'll tweet. We'll pop stuff up in the Discord, and we'll let everyone know if it's a thing.
Yes. I was gonna repeat the date, but it may not matter right now. We'll plug that afterwards. Hey Bailey, what is your favorite store at the mall?
My favorite store at the mall. Ooh, I like to smell the candles at Bath and Body Works.
Okay. You know what my favorite store is?
And then I buy the candles.
What's up? What's your favorite?
What's your favorite store?
Hot Topic.
Oh, good seg. What if I had
Suika
said Hot Topic? Would that have fucked you up?
No, I would have just
Yeah.
went straight into it.
Oh, well, I just wanted to talk about candles for a hot second. This one smells like pumpkin clove.
Bakalar, do you think it's
candles.
hard to sell candles? Can we sell candles?
Do I think it's hard to sell candles? I don't know. I think for candles, it's all the branding. I think that's all it is. Like, you could have the best smelling one thing in the world, but can't smell shit over the internet.
Ooh, I love a good wood wick. I think we talked about this a long time ago.
Yeah.
Wood wick. It's the only wick worth wicking, baby. That's it.
Woo. Anyway, the hot topic of this week is the Game Awards. The nominations.
Oh, are those this year?
Yes, that's why we're all going to see each other very, very soon. Game Awards are happening, and the nominees came out earlier this week, I believe. And, like always with any type of award show, there's some scuttlebutt that pops up when the nominees get brought up. So like the snubs, stuff that surprisingly did get nominated, confusion over categories. What actually qualifies as an indie versus not an indie? And I wanted to talk about the Game Awards with y'all. Just like, hey, where's the vibe at? Where's the feelings at with the Game Awards? Do we have too many categories? Not enough? Well, Bakalar, you've physically attended the Game Awards. So what are your feelings heading into this one?
Yeah. I mean, look, you guys, going to the Game Awards it's nice. And I think the best part about going to the Game Awards is certainly seeing everyone, right? Like, without a doubt, full stop. Okay. I would rather hang out with, old friends and old colleagues than like stare at fucking Al Pacino for like 30 minutes and be like, what's happening? It was great to be in the same room as Mr. Pacino, but at the end of the day, the award show, it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I could get a little ranty with this stuff, but I just don't know how important it is.
I do want to.
It's interminably long, and you can't have food in that venue.
I do want to say,
or drinks.
Shouts out to Jeff Keighley though for like putting this whole thing together. Like, this is insurmountable amount of work. This is nothing on Keighley. Doubt. Yeah,
and this is not a criticism of Mr. Keighley at all. Okay,
Fortnite's own Jeff Keighley. Again,
this show has to be a certain thing for it to be viable.
Yeah.
Right. And I just think like you can't sit there and it feels very much like a Sony or Microsoft press conference of yesteryear, of E3 yesteryear, right? We were in that very same arena, although Nintendo historically, I believe, was in the place where the Game Awards were. Either way, it does feel like that. You're bombarded. I think last year, like the first half hour, they carved out for best performance. And that I was like, oh, this is going to be like a very like awards focused kind of thing. But no, it was then the second that ended, which obviously I think it went longer than anyone anticipated. But it was just trailer after trailer, and you were just doing that. And then literally like Keighley would get on a thing and like show a PowerPoint slide and be like, all these games just won too. Up next, let's see the new and you're like, all right. So, I don't know. I think I think that's fair criticism. I also think it's the criticism that everyone universally shares about that show. Mm-hmm. And right now that's what that show has to be until someone comes around and is like, we want to buy the entire Game Awards and we want exclusivity of the buy, right? And you can just make everything else like the show, which is never going to happen. It's just that's probably what it's going to be like. For the next great while.
Yeah.
I think personally, I attended one year. I attended the year that the Supergiant team performed some beautiful music and then Imagine Dragons came out in sweatpants.
Yeah.
That was a fun year. I think for the Game Awards, first of all, if ever there was a year that needed a Razzies category, this is the year. Between Gollum and the Bad King Kong game, like we got so much to work with here. But I think my major criticism of the awards is that like everyone it's like a funny meme now that people are keep going up on the stage, but like it's a security risk. Actually.
Yeah.
It's actually a security risk. Like, why has that not been figured out yet? And I'm praying that this year there's actual security at the event where all these people are.
Yeah.
Because
very fair.
Like right now, we've had kind of best case scenarios with someone's on the stage that shouldn't be. And I really don't want things to be worse than that.
No.
Like, I don't know how do I put out in the universe, like, hey, get security for your event.
Yeah,
It's
no,
crazy
I mean,
to me.
I'm sure at the, autopsy of last year's show, they were basically like, okay, what is the thing we need to do to make sure that never happens again? And maybe that changes the show. I'll be honest, like, you go to that show, it's a fucking circus, There's no, like, you get in there, and I had never been before, and I'm like, oh, maybe it'll be like assigned seats or something like that. It's like none of that. You just like fill in.
Really?
There's not really like any sort of order that I remember there being. And maybe that changes now. Maybe it's more legit, a legit event. I don't know.
Because people treat it like it's not legit because it's video games. Like, it's not the Oscars. It doesn't need a security team. It does kind of need a security team.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
An event.
It absolutely. You are. It's a show to. It is a bit of a closed show, a private show. Not really. They sell public tickets. Yeah, no, it's absolutely open to the public.
It happened at Gamescom too. Like, take
right.
the hit.
What happened at Gamescom? Another person rushed
from the stage.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What was it? The same person?
No.
Why didn't we see this person again somewhere?
They popped up at like a
Reddit or something.
They popped up at like a WWE event. The kid that stormed the stage last year.
What's up with this kid, man?
It's children on the internet. Don't let them have it.
No, and like, to be clear, from a production point of view, like, it's a tight run ship. Like, it is a very well executed, the highest professional level like show, seeing it conducted live. Like, it's definitely an impressive.
It's an obscene amount of moving parts, right?
Yeah, like it's done very, very well. I think, and I realized, like, oh, people really probably wouldn't watch it if there wasn't like a new trailer for a game that's not going to be out for 3 years. Like, I get it. I understand that. I'm very aware of that. That doesn't make it like doesn't necessarily make it an absolutely great experience overall.
Yeah. I think my biggest problem, and you mentioned this earlier, Jeff, but it feels bad when they flash up a slide of like, here's these 5 winners of 5 separate categories.
That's got to get better.
And like, I think the industry definitely needs some highlighting of the wins that it has this year, especially with the obscene amount of layoffs across the board.
Insane.
And like, I don't know how do they address that at all, right? Like, do they address any of the bigger problems plaguing the industry? Let alone any world events plaguing the world right now. Does that get touched at the Game Awards, or is they just keeping that away with a 10-foot pole? I'd like to see some type of addressing of, like, especially the layoffs at least.
Yeah.
Because like, Bakalar, were there any big wigs that you recognized or saw attending the Game Awards other than like smaller devs, publishers, people in marketing, and other people in media?
You know what I think too? I think they sell like suite access also. So like none of those people were mixing in with the normies.
Mm-hmm.
I bet. That's just an assumption. But yeah, I mean, I think like, I don't know if that's the vibe that Keely's going for. He might, again, like that's a call that like it's a show funded by the industry, right? Yeah. Through their ad support, right? So like, I don't know. Without a doubt, a crucial detail of the bizarre and inexplicable state of this business right now. Like, games have never sold better, yet layoffs have never been more horrific and widespread.
I think we just hit like 7,000 people laid off total in the industry.
It's fucking
today.
bananas.
Yeah.
It's fucking bananas, right?
It's fucking bullshit is what it is. It is unconscionable for companies to be making this amount of money, and they're only making this amount of money because they're not paying the people who got them there, because they're there's a human cost, and it's crazy to me that these people who work so hard on the games we play and love are suffering, and it makes me very upset, actually. And I'm not going to talk about it. Like, it upsets me.
No, it's super tragic, and if it affects, and it's not just games. It's like just being a worker in America, where you are valued as a cog, right, instead of a person, which is a big problem, right? It just goes with it. It's every facet, and I do think other industries in the country this year have benefited from organizing, right? Like, there's been a substantial labor, empowerment movement, I think, this year, that you can find a silver lining. That's probably it. But yeah,
games industries fucking do. Like, these people work too hard, too long on games that make so much money to be treated like absolute garbage by the people reaping all the rewards.
Yeah. 100%. Like, we even see in the entertainment industry that Marvel CGI teams are trying to unionize, right? Like, good, because those people work stupid, insane hours, just so people can quote Tony Stark for another 2 decades. And
hopefully that's the lesson learned, right? Like, this country is not set up to protect workers in any meaningful way, right? So the way you combat that is organizing. And I think some of the successes from other industries have provided demonstrable examples of like how to be successful at that. And thankfully, some of those are like worker unions that have like huge spotlights on them, like the WGA, the Writers Guild, and UAW, and even like the UPS labor movement. Like, those are big highlight headline worker unions that paved a bit of a path there.
Yeah, my other hope, besides moving towards unionization in the games industry, if that is at all possible, working underneath these giant companies and not getting tamped out by these giant companies. My other hope is with like the rise and the ability that we've seen with being able to develop and publish a game fully remote, that is able to create more opportunities for people across the board, right? Like, you don't have to force people to live and work in these super expensive cities anymore. They're able to work wherever they can in the world, in the country, as long as, like they are accountable and we can all collectively make this thing together. Hopefully that leads to some type of change within the industry. I mean, we see Grub brings this up every now and then, like these people that bounce off of a game, bounce off of like a big studio to form their own studio, and they're able to create dozens, if not hundreds, of jobs for their fellow developers. I think that is like the move that I want to start going towards, where you just have more smaller companies that can employ people across the board. Because otherwise, working underneath like a Ubisoft, now a Microsoft, or even Sony is not the business. You are not safe. You're never safe, especially the lower you are in like the ladder.
Absolutely. And it's just, it's not a coincidence you're seeing fewer and fewer games companies, because they're just eating each other up while these layoffs are happening, because it's just like a natural thing that happens when companies get acquired. And it just isn't. It's just something that they want to make like shareholders feel like the company is worth more now that they've made this big purchase. And we do need just more small studios that are employing people who are really passionate about the games industry, because you have these people who are being held hostage by their love for video games.
Yeah.
And it's sad to take advantage of people simply because they want to do something that they care about.
Like, I personally think that QA testing is an art in itself, right? Being able to learn how to exploit a game or like test for specific things in a game, and QA testers are treated like less than dirt, right? So as an industry,
crazy.
We need to acknowledge the ugly side of it, and definitely do some stuff about it. And there's a certain onus as us working in games media to highlight that, and I feel like we do highlight that. But just,
Try.
It just gets too exhausting after a certain while of like, man, I had friends at that company. They don't work there anymore, and they joined the ever-growing talent pool that is trying to search for something. The Game Awards, though, they're going up. Let's
to talk about.
Let's breeze through these categories. Let's talk about some snubs. Let's go from the very bottom of what I have listed here. Best performance. We have Ben Starr for Final Fantasy 16, Cameron Moynihan,
He does crush it in that.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Idris Elba, Cyberpunk, Melanie Liebert, Alan Wake 2, Neil Newbin, Baldur's Gate 3, and Yuri Lowenthal in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Hey, I'm going to say this because I really like the guy. I think Ben Starr deserves this.
Yeah, I think he's got it.
I love, don't get me wrong, I love Neil Newbin's work in Baldur's Gate. I am currently doing a Dark Urge run, and it is so much easier to romance Astarion when you're being just straight up evil, and he is so good in it. But I do think Ben Starr's performance really carries Final Fantasy 16, and no offense to Idris Elba, I don't know why he's on this list.
Well, like I think he gets the celebrity plug, right? He gets the celebrity rub where it's like, oh, this is a Hollywood actor.
Yeah. Taking time out of his busy Hollywood schedule.
I loved Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Please don't get me wrong, but the reason I loved it was not Idris Elba's standout performance.
If I were to ask you off the top of your head, Bailey, what accent does he have in that game?
Could not fucking tell you. I literally, like, in the Honest Game trailer for it, did a whole 45-second detour. Like, wow, where is this man supposed to be from? It's crazy to me.
It's the future, Bailey.
He sounds like he's kind of British, but like I've heard him in interviews and he sounds way more British than that. But he definitely doesn't sound American. But I've heard him in The Wire. He can sound more American than that. What's he doing?
I think he has a very interesting voice as it is. You know, he just has like a very sort of like almost like the you know, when people say like, oh, your voice is your instrument, like there's something very specific to Idris Elba that defines that kind of like trope, I think. But yeah, I don't know. This, again, he's nominated because he's Idris Elba, and I don't believe he will win. If he does, I don't think he'll win.
Honestly, I would have liked to see another woman on this list in lieu of Idris Elba. I think that there are, if you wanted to nominate someone from Cyberpunk, like there are other like female characters in that who turn in excellent performances. The President and Songbird both are great. I think another Baldur's Gate Ian, like the woman who voices Shadowheart,
Karlach.
I think, or Karlach or Lae'zel, like literally any of them turn in stellar performances. Like it just seems to me like there's one woman on this list, and then and there were a lot of great games starring women this year, so I know that there were better performances that could have been nominated, and that just stands out to me as something that's a little bit like, okay, interesting that we did that instead of nominating someone who kind of should be nominated, but all right, cool.
Yeah, I think the problem sometimes with the nomination process is that there's a heavy recency bias when electing a lot of these, and that's not an excuse by any means. It's just like, okay, there are so many more people and so many more games to nominate. Yes.
No, I was gonna say I think recency bias. I mean, I've been feeling that a lot lately with Alan Wake and how I'm regarding that game, and I feel like,
oh, I'm with you, buddy.
You know, like, but that said, like, you know, there has been years where like a Q1 game is able to, you know, withstand, right, and able to persevere through the rest of the year and still be a dominating force. And you know, I think we always knew Alan Wake was going to be out this year, right? And when you know that first half of the year was starting to pop off, I think recency bias is a thing, but I also think being surprised by an entry is also a thing. Where like I expected to fully regard Alan Wake in the way that I regard the first one. Where it was like, oh, this is like creepy, weird little flashlight game, and you know, whatever. But then it goes and does what it does, and it surprises you, and you know, just goes so above and beyond what you thought you were gonna get out of that package. And I think that's a very powerful thing, because you kind of knew what you're getting with Zelda. You know, you're gonna get one of the best games ever made, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't expect that with Alan Wake.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, Jeff, like Elden Ring came out in February of last year, and that held its momentum.
Without a doubt.
Definitely. Okay, let's blaze through these, because I feel like the more contentious categories I want to spend some more time chatting about with y'all. Let's go to Best Narrative. And I feel like this is going to be a heavy category, because we have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, and Marvel Spider-Man 2. That list is very top heavy, like with those first two nominees. Bailey, I think you could speak to it better than Jeff and I, because you've played through Baldur's Gate 3 now several times now, right?
Yeah, I really like. It's the one that I keep going back to. Like personally, it's my game of the year, and if it doesn't win, I will be very surprised.
Oh fuck! You need to make arrangements. Okay.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't necessarily give it best narrative though, because I mean most narrative, sure.
Okay.
Well,
because
objectively more story than these other games.
Because I was curious about how you felt on it, because I'm assuming your experience is drastically different than what I would ever accomplish, right? Especially how you are going to create your Bailey versus my Brock Lesnar.
Brock.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've experienced it multiple ways. I've played it through as like a good character, and now I'm playing it through as like an evil character, and they're all so hot, and it's so fun, and this is not the award I would give this game, personally. I think I honestly don't know which of these games I would give the award to. Maybe Alan Wake. Maybe Final Fantasy. In sort of like a, here you go, have this kind of way. It's none of these to me, like, I don't really know how to say this. Like, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty's narrative was great because I enjoyed Escape from New York. And Alan Wake 2's narrative is great because I really love that one Goosebumps book. And Marvel's Spider-Man narrative is great because
I love that grandpa.
Love that grandpa. None of these are really hitting for me as like a best narrative nominee, honestly.
Sure.
I think, for me, I'm always like, a lot of games tell stories the same way, right? And they tell stories through cutscenes or, very sort of like audio logs.
Storytelling.
A lot of these narrative, environmental storytelling tropes that we've seen and done. And, I think like Alan Wake definitely has a alternative approach at that. Like they are, at the end of the day, they are just like full motion video cutscenes, but I think there's enough sort of like freshness there that for me it kind of ekes it out just because of the sort of like elemental way that it does that kind of stuff, right? Like, again, like I also go back and I'm like, what does this category even mean, right? Like, what is best narrative? What is that? What is that, right?
Yeah.
And for me, if we're rewarding the technicality of like how a narrative is disseminated, right? Then for me, I'm like, oh, I think Alan Wake 2's story for me is the most sort of like digestible and satisfactory kind of like presentation of its story in a way where I'm like, I fucking know what's going on. I'm intrigued. I'm drawn. I'm engaged. I'm captured. And like, yeah, like if that's what we're just grading this on, then for me, it seems like it would take it for that category.
I don't want to spoil too much of my game of the year arguments that I've been storing up. But
I'm fucked. I feel like I've
then why
burned
even
them
set
all.
this whole thing up?
Yeah, what are we doing?
no. Like
are we even doing here,
the
man?
real game awards, y'all. Our Game of the Year awards. I know that the story in Final Fantasy 16 is really polarizing for a lot of folks. They swing both either way of like, I really enjoy this, I really like this, or this is no, not for me.
Does
Nah.
polarizing mean sleep inducing?
Yeah, you could be sleepy. You could
Okay.
be either awake or asleep.
Okay.
I told this to Lexi, friend of the site. I think Final Fantasy 16 is the better Kingdom Hearts story. And I'll just let it sit there. I'll just let everyone marinate on that. And then we'll revisit this in a couple days.
Okay.
Press
Got it.
L3 and R3 to accept the truth. But best game direction, let's skip over that because I have no fucking clue what they mean by that either. And let's go to the Game of the Year.
But we voted.
We voted.
We voted, everybody.
We voted.
We voted.
I didn't vote. I'm allowed to have an opinion.
No, you
and
did.
I think game direction goes to Zelda.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm with you. Game of the Year.
Stunning game. It needs to win something.
I think I might win this one. Game of the Year, Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Now, are there any snubs that you think that should have made it onto here? Any
Nope.
surprises? No?
I know there's one game that didn't get any nominations in any category that a lot of people are mad about on the internet, and they
What's
can
that?
suck it.
What's that?
Hogwarts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they can suck it. Go suck
Yeah.
a big fat one.
Yeah, honestly, it's not a good game. Sorry. It's not only a problematic IP, it's just straight up not a good game. I played they had like a free check it out. We swear it's not that bad just because a bigot makes it. And I was like, okay, it's free. She's not going to get any money. I'm just going to check it out to see is this actually a good game? It's not. It's boring as hell. It sucks. It's a bad game. I'm glad it did not get nominated. It did not deserve a nomination.
I do feel bad for those devs though.
Well, I feel bad for a lot of devs in this industry for a wide variety of reasons, Chan.
Fair enough. It's especially what? Fuck J.K. Rowling. I've said that before.
That's not a controversial take.
I thought you were going to say that Armored Core 6 got snubbed.
Yes, I think that is true. I do think as a bubble game, it probably did. Also, I mean, look, there's no way to know how many games were nominated last year, but I'm curious how many were for this category, right? This category has 6 nominees. I think it's the only one with 6. I'm wrong. Best Performance has 6 as well. But it seems like there's a bit of a wiggle room there, right? So in the way that other award shows will sort of inflate the number of nominees for a certain best of a thing category, all right, throw a couple of these other games a bone, man.
Yeah.
Also, that would really help us out because then more devs are in LA and we can have them on Giant Bomb at night. That'd be sick. Do that.
Please.
Jeff?
Come on. Yeah, Armored Core 6 is the one I'm surprised at. I thought that would have taken RE4's spot. I guess also Final Fantasy 16. I know that like I mentioned, people feel some type of way about it, but I feel like it had a lot of momentum behind it. Also surprised Phantom Liberty didn't make it based off of how much Phantom Liberty popped up in all of these other categories.
I think that's a case of people just not feeling comfortable nominating it because of the weird gray area of is this a DLC or is this,
Yeah.
I think that's what that got caught up in. But no, I really do think nominating 10 games is fair play. You're giving a nod, you're giving a tip of the hat, you're doing that thing, which I think that's fine. I don't know how many, it would probably spread the voting out a little bit, so you maybe wouldn't have as conclusive as a voting tally as you would with only 6 nominees, but I don't know. Go for it.
Yeah.
None of this matters anyway.
It's so true. It's all made up. But Resident Evil 4's presence on here did surprise me. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. If we're going to do a family game, I'd rather it be Pikmin, honestly.
I'm with
even though
you.
I enjoyed Super Mario Brothers Wonder, but I do think Hickman feels like it should be here.
Yeah.
I know Grub agrees wherever he is. He just sat straight up. Like someone said something that I agree with, and I know that. But I do think it doesn't matter because I think Baldur's Gate is going to win.
Oh, okay. How?
So I don't think it will. But
Let's do percentages on that, Bailey. What do you think is the over under?
No, it's not an over under. It's an odds. You need to you need to do like what's it going off at. So I think, I mean, so for if we're designing odds for this, everything has to be like in the plus, right? Because
okay, this is too much more math, Bakalar. I'm sorry.
See, exactly. This is so much math you've just asked for.
So okay, how about this? What do we think the obvious, like the most likely winner would be? There's probably two. I think it's going to be either Zelda or Alan Wake.
So really?
I love Alan Wake 2, and I think Alan Wake 2 has now gone down as one of my favorite games of all time. Also,
wow, what a coincidence!
Who knew 2023 would be like, honest to God, deliver on that? I think it's between Baldur's Gate and Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay,
and I think Tears of the Kingdom wins.
To me, Tears of the Kingdom is the favorite, right? Is the favorite, right?
Yeah.
So like that one has the lowest odds, right? So you say like, oh, you know, you would get better than even money back, right? Because that's, if we're doing odds, it's a betting mechanic, right? So I think like for Legend of Zelda, it's probably like a plus 400, plus 200, 250, something like that, right?
Okay.
I think that in a different year, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom would be a slam dunk. And you know me, I loved Tears of the Kingdom, but Baldur's Gate was a cultural moment, much in the way that Elden Ring was. I think that's what takes it. The fact that people just wouldn't stop talking about it. There's so much of it. It's so good. It occupied the cultural like space for such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what's going to push it over the edge. And again, loved Tears of the Kingdom. Please do not get me wrong. I think Baldur's Gate takes it.
I mean, you like totally lucid point for sure. You know, I still think Zelda it does have a bit of like some sort of like home field advantage in a way. Do you know what I mean? Like
kind of. I kind of know what you mean, but then Mario Brothers Wonder would also have that advantage, right? And I feel like that is.
I don't think it has the same advantage of Zelda.
Sure. Okay.
Zelda had a moment. Zelda had a season.
Yeah.
You know,
it was.
But
it was
Bailey,
a
I think you're
for
right.
me shaving my head.
So if we're like playing it all down and we're trying to like really understand, the like what we believe to be like the percentages of all this, like maybe Zelda's more like a plus 170 and Baldur's Gate's like a plus 180. You know, like those are right there neck and neck. You know,
I think it comes down to those two, and I think whichever one takes Game of the Year, the other one gets Best Game Direction, and that's what I think.
Don't forget who is voting in this. Okay,
Don't forget. Only me. That's why I'm pretty sure Baldur's Gate is going to win.
What?
150 chuckle fucks. 150 chuckle fucks are voting in this, right? I don't know how many people total, but like it, you know. There's that too. You got to look at the voting audience.
Do you see this there being even enough of a split where we wind up having an upset victory because there's enough chuckleheads in the room, like a Mike Minotti perhaps saying Resident Evil 4 remake, let's go.
Well, you're talking about our things. Oh, hold on, I need to interject here. Somebody in chat linked an actual betting sheet for the Game Awards. I've never heard of this site. It's called Bet Us.
Oh, I thought it was Diabetes. I'm sorry.
It's crazy. This has Baldur's Gate 3 at minus 700. Which is insane.
That's stupid. No,
that's not right. What are we doing? How could that be?
Plus 2,000 for Spider-Man and Mario Brothers Wonder?
No, but that to me,
bullshit.
No, but like I think for like I know Wonder's not winning.
No.
Right? Don't you know that's not going to win? So it could be plus 5,000. What does it matter, right? Like, that's just it's weird. Like all the other categories make sense, but mine, like, where they, I don't know. This is wild.
It's clear what's not winning. It's I mean, it'd be crazy if Spider-Man 2 won. Resident Evil 4 is not going to take it. Super Mario Brothers Wonder, even though it's great, is not going to take it. It is going to come down to the other three, and I really do think that like cultural factor for Baldur's Gate is what's going to push it over the
Yeah,
edge.
you could be right. You could be right. 100%.
And I know that like
It's just an unexpected phenomenon, just much in the same way as Elden Ring, and Elden Ring took it.
It's having a massive moment, and I feel like not part of that, but like a contributing factor is like with the uptick of D&D over the last couple years, and how people just love dice now, huh? People love rolling dice in games and in real life. God, now I want to go play craps. Speaking about dice, okay. Final answers here. Mm-hmm. What out of the Game Awards nominees list is going to win Game of the Year? Bailey Myers.
Wait, what? Isn't that what we just said?
I know. Just definitive answer.
Baldur's Gate.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe you assuage yourself.
I'm suddenly like Alan Wake 2. I don't know what I'm talking about, man.
Bakalar.
Just making shit up.
I think Zelda's gonna win.
Okay.
Well,
if I'm right, you buy me a drink, and if you're right, you buy me a drink.
Yeah, it's not gonna be me. It's gonna be fandom buying your drinks. So I'll buy you 5 drinks. It's all good. Yeah.
I did the math
Jan?
on that. I think I still come out in the red.
I think it all comes down to Lord of the Rings Gollum, baby. Coming in from the top rope. That's a wrestling thing, right?
Look at you. Wrestling references.
I was trying to shore up for the weekend, and then Jan canceled on me. He fucking janceled.
Oh, God, I'm going to go jansel myself after this. Bailey, I'm curious. What was your game of the year last year? And then we'll get out of here. For 2022.
Let me remember what the nominees were.
It was Elden Ring.
Game of the year 20.
It's before we knew each other.
Look at this list last year.
So long ago. So young then.
For Jeffrey Keighley's The Game Awards, it was Elden Ring, A Plague Tale, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray.
Okay.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Hell yeah.
Let me see.
I mean, how's Elden Ring not win that, right? Like it did, but like,
Elden Ring was the correct winner there,
even
though
different year.
I very much enjoyed God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West. I think those were both stellar games that, unfortunately for Horizon Forbidden West, got fully overshadowed by Elden Ring releasing, like a week later?
Bailey Myers.
Yes.
That was rough.
Question from the audience here.
Yeah, what's up?
Just yay or nay? Horizon.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, you didn't hear her? She said she
I heard that. I didn't know as a whole where. Okay, all right.
I feel like Jan's not listening to me.
No, I think he's judging you, is what he's doing.
No. This is the good part of a friendship, having very differing tastes.
Sure, that's fair. That's fair and just.
I enjoy Horizon. I'm sorry. I think it's a good game. Yeah. I think it's fucking clean. I think it plays really well. I love destroying a tank with an arrow. That's fun. I'm also very good at it. Maybe your problem is you're not good at it, and that's frustrating for you.
You're good at games. I'm bad at games. You like Horizon. I don't like Horizon. You have an insatiable bloodlust when it comes to multiplayer games. I'm just dog shit.
Listen, the Horizon DLC that no one's fucking talking about, Burning Shores, was great. You get to explore the ruins of your own city, Jan. Don't you want to explore post-apocalyptic San Francisco?
I do that every day.
You can go to Lombard Street. It's got better traffic than usual.
That's neat.
I do that every day.
If only someone would make a post-apocalyptic content about New York.
Yes, not enough of that. Or Los Angeles, huh?
God, love that.
All right. Oh, Bailey, what was 2022 game of the year for you?
For my personal
Your
one,
personal.
I actually think I would go. See, I agree with them that Elden Ring was the right choice, but I think I would go
in Bailey's heart.
I think I'd go God of War Ragnarok, actually.
That's fair. That's my 1A for sure of last year.
I don't remember.
I loved that game, and that was a good narrative. That deserves best narrative. I'm glad that
it did. It won best narrative.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that. I'm like, good.
Yeah, man.
It was good. That game rocks. Like I think everything just just paled in comparison. I think Elden Ring just like was a tidal wave.
Right.
And even Kratos himself was defenseless against such a momentous moment in games.
Yeah, there was a lot of moments in Ragnarok that left me a little teary-eyed. I'm like,
it's good, man.
Yeah.
Great performances. Like,
yeah.
Really, really compelling stuff.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm feeling the chills all over again thinking about the story beats in Ragnarok and how much they hit home a little too hard. Anyway,
imagine. Okay, and Stray was nominated for Game of the Year too. Imagine a Stray like adjacent game right now. Like it would even have a shot this year. This year was
heavy,
really, really heavy,
really heavy. Yeah, and like. The unfortunate part about best narrative is that it tends to go to like, and it is here, all the AAA titles, right?
Yeah.
There's like medium tier games that have hit me from a narrative perspective, right in the guts, right in the emotional guts that did not see the light of day. But that's a different, not necessarily a problem, but like an issue within the nomination processes. But that has been it for this week's episode of the Bombcast Revengeance. I've been your host, Janet Choa. He was Tam. He had to leave. He only allotted an hour because I had said at the very beginning of this that we're only going to go tops an hour to 90 minutes, and we're 13 minutes over that budget. But hey, whatever.
We had a lot to talk about.
Had a lot to talk about, and I love talking about things with my good friend Bailey Myers.
I love to be here.
Love that you're here. And also, the drop shadow of the crew from the top rope, Jeff Bakalar.
Of course. Always a pleasure.
Of course. If you are listening to the archive on a Friday, stay tuned to the website this whole weekend because the Giant Bomb Midwest crew is popping off with Mike Minotti, Jeff Grubb, The Windbag, and Dan Reichert, all streaming together to raise money for the kids. And then Jeff Bakalar raising money for the kids too this weekend, playing some pinball on Sunday.
It's happening.
Next week's a short week.
Yep. Breaking out all the cameras.
All the cameras. Next week's a short week, so maybe not an episode of BCR then, but believe me, folks, we got a lot of pods in the bank that we got to go record. And hey, I cannot wait to see you in front of a sold-out audience for Giant Bomb Game of the Year Live, the real game awards show happening in Los Angeles. The whole crew will be there. Our special guest up here, Bailey Myers, will be there as well as Nikki Grayson, Blessing Adeoye Jr., and more. I've been Jan, he was Tam, she's Bailey, he's been Jeff, and you, go drink some water. And let's live it up. Let's live it up this weekend. I need to go become best friends with Pitbull. I'll see you next week for another episode of the Giant Bombcast. Let's live it up. Have either of you seen Pitbull's toast that went viral?
No. What?
Oh my God. All right. We're going to watch this after this. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Bye. Oh, I didn't fade to black.